let's get on to Did You Know? We'll be right back after this one. Stay.
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
Now let's talk about vanilla. Yeah, and how it became, dominant in some regions. That's as a matter of fact, before it actually, went all the way to the rest of the world, because it was one plant species that was more dominant or more in Mexico. But other parts, it's kind of like a difficult place for it to grow, and bear the beans and what have you. But then, so let me tell you. So did you know Edmond Albius invented a technique for pollinating vanilla orchids quickly and profitably? Yeah. Now he's from Réunion. It's actually an island, a French department on in the Indian Ocean. Now he was actually sold, obviously, back in the days. You don't have what should I even say, that independence, your own self. You don't own yourself. Someone owns you because you've been enslaved, right? So his boss or his master, Beaumont, had been teaching young Edmund how to tend to the various plants on his estate. Now, he taught him how to hand pollinate a watermelon plant. Now, Beaumont had previously planted vanilla beans and had just one vine growing for over 20 years. Just one vine for over 20 years. Now, like I said, this is a plant species that's not really doesn't really grow well in other parts, with the exception of Mexico and some few close by countries. But taking it to the UK, the US, and what have you, it wasn't really that known that much because of the way it didn't really, grow. So what happened was that Beaumont taught him how to kind of like he planted the vanilla beans, and only one vine grew, after 20 years, but was also unable to produce any beans on the vine. Okay, but guess what? Young Edmund did this. He began to study the plant and made a discovery. So he carefully probed the plant and found the parts of the flower that produced the pollen. Edmund then discovered, the stigma. That's the part of the plant that needed to be dusted with the pollen to produce the bean. Now he used the blade of grass to separate the two flaps and properly fertilized the plant. And by doing that, it started bearing the beans over and over and over again. His boss came over later on and was amazed and blown. It was like, okay. So he started calling his other, counterparts, colleagues, other people, business. He was a horticulturalist, right? And so was young Edmund. At the age of 12, he did that. At the age of 12. So amazing, invention and a way of coming by to be able to actually produce these beans. He's done it. Beaumont has been doing this for over 20 years now. He just was able to grow one vine, even without the production of the bean. But then young Edmund, at the age of 12, came out with that way, that mechanism, that style of doing things. And yes, so it became something that could be made or more of like transformed into monetary basis, because if you're able to produce such a great what do you call it thing back in the days at that time, it means, yeah, you are up for business. So a lot of people started coming in and demanding for more of these things to be produced, and thanks to the way or the technique that he came about, to talk about Edmond Albius, it brought about a lot of economic activities going on in there. So yes, this actually happened by this black man, Edmond Albius. So today we're enjoying vanilla, the vanilla ice, the vanilla, what do you call it, flavors and everything. Yeah, we're doing this because one man was able to come out with a technique to actually make it more more business like venture at that point. But yeah, that's the bit we have on the Did You Know segment. So for more, log on to africaglobalradio.com and read more about Edmond Albius and how he did it with how he came about and brought about this whole big thing in the agricultural space.